Hey guys, um, I get asked a question pretty often, and so do a lot of other knife channels. Because that's the main thing I do, is play with my knives. I like nature, I like the outdoors, I like bushcrafting around and testing my knives. And Stefan asked the question, what knife should I recommend to people who ask me, what survival knife should I get for about this kind of money? And it's hard to recommend a knife that will do it all without any further information. I'd like to buy a survival knife. What kind of knife should I get? I think people who don't work a lot in the outdoors with wood and everything, they want an all-around knife. They don't have anything specific in mind, and they don't think about, okay, it's gonna be good for that, it's gonna be good for that, and they also want a knife that's gonna look pretty. And I think we all do. I mean, a knife could be the best, cheapest knife, and a lot of people will say, well, I don't like the way it looks. This, by the way, is a great survival knife if you ask me. Um, but any knife essentially is worthless if you don't work with it. If you don't know the knife, if you don't test it, and that's why I'm all for batoning and prying and doing all the things that you should do with a knife, because there are other tools. You need to cut down a tree, then you take an axe. You need to chop some wood, you get a machete. But if you're out there, you're probably not going to have an axe if nothing was planned. You're just out for a camping trip. Maybe you won't think to carry an axe that's about 1 or 2 kilograms heavy. Maybe you'll just think about a knife. And for me, this is a knife that kind of does it all. This is my standard Enzo Trapper. A friend of mine was saying to me, that's like your Spartan John's knife. No, it's not. But I do like the knife. I have worked with it a lot, and I know it. I'm very comfortable with it. It's a good carving knife. You could really carve a beautiful spoon with this knife, if that's what you're going for, beautiful things. You can split wood with it. You can cut down a tree with it, not a huge tree, but something you would need to build a shelter or make a tripod, whatever. And it's a breeze to keep sharp because of the two bevel grind style, the Scandi ground style. It's easy to keep sharp. You don't have to be a master at sharpening or have a sleight of hand. You just need a stone and place it flat on a stone, start grinding. Keeping it sharp is even easier than that. All you would need is a ceramic stone. The DC4 is a good one, not the best, but it's decent. And I can keep this knife sharp with only a DC4 stone for weeks. Working with it, I tried it to see, works, no problem, and don't need a lot of experience. Now this particular knife is D2 tool steel. I like D2 tool steel. I think it's a good steel. I put a micro bevel on the knife just so it would be more resistant the edge. Some people don't like D2. A lot of stories go around about D2, how it's brittle, it chips, and then it's very abrasion resistant, so it's going to take you a lot of effort to remove that chip. Some of it is true, some of it is not. The heat treatment in my Enzo Trapper is very, very, very good. I've tested the knife, I'm completely satisfied. This knife will cost you about €100 brand new in Europe. If you get it secondhand, could cost you less, and I can only recommend it. If you are in a group of friends, on Facebook, on YouTube, and somebody has a trapper for sale, and he's an honest person, you can ask him, you have any problems with the knife, any chips, anything I should know? They'll probably tell you. And you could get this knife for a very good price. Boom, you have a good survival knife. I think this is a good survival knife. I don't think you need a 5-6 inch blade. I don't think you need it to be 6 millimeters thick, or a lanyard hole, or that's all personal preference. But if that's all you're looking for, a good survival bushcraft knife, an all-arounder, I think this is one of the best choices you can make as a beginner and as an avid bushcrafter. That's just my opinion, of course. No knife will be worth anything if you don't work with it. I mean, you can have a knife in a display case and look at it, it's a pretty knife, and then take it out, you work with it, it doesn't hold an edge, you try to break off a piece of wood, the blade breaks, you would like to baton it and the blade bends or breaks, snaps, shatters. So if you don't work with a knife, it's worthless. It's better than nothing. In that sense, whatever knife you have on you is going to be your survival knife. But keeping in mind that maybe you're going camping and everything's set, you don't need firewood, you don't need anything, and you're going hiking away from your tent, and you get into a survival situation, I think the Enzo Trapper would be a good choice of a knife to have on you. So would a Mora, but a lot of people don't like Mora, so that's why I went with this recommendation. I have a nice leather sheath for it, and I have a fire steel loop, and I'll light my fire steel in here. So this is kind of a survival package. I'm not that big into a survival thing. However, I am very big on the common sense thing. Common sense, unfortunately, it's not that common. So this is just my thought on the matter. Whether this is or isn't the Spartan John's knife, I don't think it is. But if I would go camping and would need to take a knife that I know, that I'm comfortable with, that's a good all-around knife that can whittle wood, carve some nice things, also split wood, I would take the Trapper. Steel choice, that's up to you. I can tell you for a fact that the D2 in my Trapper is excellent, and I think all the other people who have D2 Trappers say the same. So that goes to show that they really put some effort into the heat treatment, which is very, very important. I hope you liked the video, and please tell me what you think about it. Have a great day.